Welcome back, and today we're gonna take a look at the new update trailer. Now, I already watched it because I was laying in bed, as I do, and then I saw the thumbnail. So I already had to watch the entire thing, because they just announced one of my all-time favorite planes. It's gonna be absolutely abysmal to play, but quite frankly, I really don't care. If you are wondering what to buy during the sales, I made a sale video yesterday, and if you are looking to use a link to get a 3% discount, support me and get a decal. If you don't have my decal just yet, this will be your last sale to get it. I will be replacing it around December if you don't have it yet. Alright, let's get started with the trailer. It's pretty straightforward, there's not much going on, but it is pretty cool overall. I'm gonna almost mute it a little bit, because I'm not gonna get a strike on my channel. Again, I think Pandramoto made it probably, I'm not sure, but looks pretty good. We all have a few new things. Of course, the tanks I'm not entirely sure about. This thing looks goofy. And we're gonna get the first plane right here. Doesn't really need an introduction. We're looking at the F-15E. A little bit heavier, better engines. It's gonna have a lot higher speeds when it shoots the missiles off. So the range should be a little bit better. Might also get better MRAMs. We're gonna see once it comes out. I'm not entirely sure what these are. Well, I know those are bombs, but I'm not entirely sure what MRAMs is carrying in the trailer. And here comes concern number one. We have the Patriots, which are of course absolutely insane. If you have played DCS, you know how well these things work in terms of anti-air. I really hope that they are not going to be adding these things as, well, base AA essentially. Now, of course, the plane that they are going to add later on in this trailer might be, used combating them. But it only has 2 bombs, and we're not sure how they're going to be implemented. I hope that this is solely for the trailer, and we're not going to be looking at Patriot missile systems in Air RB, or even for Ground RB for that matter. These things are absolutely ridiculous, and I can't wait to not see these in the game. If they do get added, so be it. But for now, let's just hope that we're not getting these, because they are just they're kind of nuts. But yeah, of course, going to get the epic launch on the music. There we go. Launch looks really good, looks a bit too cinematic, and I hope it's too cinematic because it's only there for the trailer. And then we have the second plane here that we're going to take a look at. You already see it a little bit, and some of you might be aware what this thing is. We're going to see it in a second. It's of course a flanker variant, and there's 2 people sitting next to each other. And of course we have new afterburners. It's about goddamn time, because the old ones look absolutely hideous. Looking forward to that. There we have the duck nose, as well as the super hint. But I want to go back to the Su-34 in a second. This absolute goofy Oxy-mobile. We have the hazy autocannon mobile as well. We have glide bombs on the F-15E. Pretty cool. But the Su-34. There's a little bit of an issue with this thing. It's significantly heavier than the Su-27 that we have in the game. And it's probably going to be quite abysmal to play. Now, in terms of close air support, it's of course going to be a bit of a step up over what we have. The Su-27 and the MiG-29s are just not up to par when it comes to top tier ground pounding. So it's good to see for the Russians that they are going to get something adequate. Of course, you have stuff like the Su-25, but that's really not going to be up to par. I wonder what kind of missiles and what kind of bombs this thing is going to get. I'm of course going to be flying it in ground RB, and I'm probably going to have an absolutely miserable time. However, it will get decent missiles. At least it will get R-73s. At least I hope so. But the plane after this is actually the one that's going to be a little bit more frustrating to play than this thing. Now, this right here is going to be a cool concept, and I'm going to be artistic for a second and flame whatever is going on here. Also, take a look at the wing vapors. Now, this right here, to me, is kind of like, it can just pull in. Why does it have to, go into the tower? I don't really, if it goes into the tower like that, it probably will just pull in anyway. But, let's just ignore it. Looks good. New afterburners, new wing effects. I hope that they aren't as generalized as they were in the previous dev server. But, good that they're at least working on it. Getting massive Battlefield 3 vibes from this scene right here. Of course, the M1 Abrams in the desert, as well as some Bradleys. I don't think that these are new. I think this is just a setup for the scene. Of course, the Russians on the... There we go. There we have it. Okay, let me be clear with you. I think this is cool as fuck. Alright, we have the deployable bombs out of the bomb bay. It's stealth. You already know what's coming. I just saw those fins pop in. They just rendered in. Incredible. Unless that's actually the effect and it's so quick that it looks like it just pops in. Now the issue is with this plane, and you're gonna see it in a minute. Can we see it already? I fucking love this thing. The issue is that it only has 2 internal bombs, and that's about it. Now, of course, I'm gonna be trying to play this thing in Arabi. I really hope that this thing is not gonna be an obscenely high battle rating, because it's pretty slow. It has downrated F-18 engines, I believe, so it doesn't emit as much heat. It doesn't, of course, have the afterburner, but no countermeasures, no gun, no missiles, and all it really has is, of course, stealth and the bombs. The flight performance is pretty abysmal because this thing is made to deflect radar waves, or whatever you want to say it. It's about being stealthy, and the F-frame here is essentially hardly airworthy. It's going to be absolutely trash to fly in Arabi, and it's probably going to pollute the matchmaker a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. But I think it's just cool. It's something that I want in my hangar, and I'm really not looking forward to make a video on this thing, despite it being one of my favorite planes of all time. You know, I'm probably going to have to bomb people on the runway, because with the speeds at these higher tier jets, I'm probably not going to be bombing them in mid-air. Now, I might be able to bomb them in mid-air after, like, trailing me and I drop it on the ground with, like, a 3-second fuse and it blows them up. The issue is, again, you don't have countermeasures, and if they end up on your 6, so it's something like an AIM-9G, AIM-9L, you know, you're going to have a bit of an issue because they will just smite you out of the air. You're not fast, you don't maneuver very well, and you don't have any offensive armament other than, well, again, the bombs. So this is going to be absolutely atrocious, but of course, it's going to be stealth, and that's great and all, but when you look at Arabi, you have 1 markers, and the maps are pretty decently small, so it's going to be pretty easy to pick this thing up, unless stealth means that there is not going to be a marker on your plane, which would be pretty big if you don't pop up, unless you get radar locked or someone calls you out or whatever. Would be a neat little mechanic. But the real funny thing here is that we got the F-117 Nighthawk before the F-18, before GTA 6, I guess. And that's essentially it. Again, I'm a really big fan of this plane. I just really hope that they are going to give it missiles or something. Like, give it 2 AIM-9s or whatever in the bomb bay. I know it's only proposed. I know it's not realistic. But can we at least think of the children that are going to have to play this thing, and the people that are going to pollute our matchmaker that are going to be absolutely useless. This is basically the Buccaneer Plus, but I'm pretty sure that the Buccaneer actually has a higher top speed and higher acceleration than this thing. So I'm not looking forward to it, but I am looking forward to see this thing in my hangar with, of course, the signature wingtip. Now, of course, I'm not going to be taking a look at the tanks here, and these afterburners look insanely good. Thank you very much, Gaijin, for actually adding these things. And we have some glide bombs. I'm not sure what those are. Let's take a look at it. I haven't actually seen these yet. These look like cruise missile type things. Are those KHs? I don't know. But yeah, that's my short and quick rundown. I know it's a bit of a slop video, but people ask for these things, so I don't really mind making them, as I like sharing my opinion about these things now, because there's actually some interesting stuff. Yeah, that's about all I have for you today. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to use my link if you buy something from the sale, and you'll see me in the next one.